Renegade Pineapple presents
Hello!
Greetings!
Welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2 on Renegade Pineapple. We are doing the first gummy level, an option of the first two gummy levels.
God damn
so
it.
that we could go to do Mulan. Ross hates the gummy level.
I hope they listen to it. I said not put this into the rubbish.
Star Wars ones is the only way.
Oh yeah, okay, I can get into it if it's Star Wars.
But they still need to not be gummy ships. It needs to be like a cool ship.
It needs to be the Millennium Falcon.
No, you should unlock different ships. You should get like the TIE Fighters and X-Wing.
You need to play as a Death Star.
Go through all of that. That's the final level.
The Death Star is like
you don't move through the course. You just shoot one giant beam that blows up the entire course.
Oh my god.
Get the red one.
We got him.
How else are we going to build our own ship?
We're not building anything. We're not doing
Yes,
that.
we are.
We're not going to even give.
We're going to make one that looks like
Square.
Mega Man's face.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have him on my key, so we have a reference.
You got a Mega Man on your key.
On my key ring.
Oh, God, so boring. It's just like a subpar game and an excellent game. Why
It's such a weird thing to have put in. And
Even
it
though-
doesn't even like look cool. It just
do you know
looks
what?
pretty
But
shitty.
giving them the benefit of the doubt, that's awesome. I'm looking at the key
That's
chain.
the key ring. Yeah.
It's giving them the benefit of the doubt. This version of the gummy ship stuff is 100% better than the first game, but you can't polish a turd. Okay, so
You just get all covered in shit.
oh god, just please go away, gummy
I
ship.
forgot there were gold ones.
I don't care. No, I think
Do you
they were
unlock a
added.
new ship if you get
No,
gold one or something?
they
Is
might.
that a 2.5?
It might be. Well, remember this is a remaster of Kingdom Hearts 2, which was only released in Japan,
Yeah.
which has extra content. So yeah, some things look slightly different. Most things have a different colour palette.
So there was the red ones were a normal part of it, and they got you parts to build something. But yeah, I don't remember the gold ones.
Well, I think I've done it. Oh no, I haven't. I spoke too soon. But all these
There'll be a boss one there. There's a boss.
Sometimes there is.
You get the same boss like
I've
3
done it.
times.
I'm through
for
the
stuff.
keyhole.
Yeah.
It's time to see who's the keyhole. I can't do that. Okay, so we've got that, and we can. Thank God we got rid of that. Now we can do some good stuff and see Mulan. A female protagonist.
Yes, one of the few, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
There's not like a lot throughout this game, is there?
Okay, who's
that are protagonists and not just like
damsels in distress?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Just
That.
like
As I say, because
not just a plot point.
I would
essentially.
say like Snow White is the protagonist of the first game, but she is a damsel Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but she is a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Same as Cinderella.
Yeah, there's kind of not really a. Well, I suppose yes, she must be because there isn't really a person that does much in that film, is there? Really?
What do you mean?
Like, well, it's more just stuff happening. It's not like other Disney films where it's like someone
actively
coming to
trying
save
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that. I'm just trying to think. Any other female? Well, I mean, Little
In my
Mermaid.
mind, Sneezy's the main character.
Who?
Sneezy.
Why Sneezy?
I don't know. I just thought he'd be the
I
worst
always
one.
felt Grumpy was kind of like the central dwarf,
Yeah.
apart from Doc.
Doc.
But, like,
Yeah, Doc's he's the leader.
he is the leader, but like he's still. So
Is he the official leader, or is it just?
I think he is.
In my
Come on.
heart.
I think he must be. He's got glasses.
He's got glasses, so he must be in charge.
But what are they using those jewels? They're mining the jewels.
Yeah, what for? Where are they selling?
Because their house isn't that nice.
Yeah,
It's a little
it's not
bit-
like they've got loads of jewels.
And when she goes in there, it's really dirty, doesn't she? She cleans it out. So they could have.
That is true. What do they do? Well, they must sell them.
They're saving
to
up
make
just
their
to have a
money.
lifetime.
Maybe
mate.
they're just being conned and they're harvesting all that, and it's probably worth loads of money, but somebody's paying them a pittance for it.
Maybe
That's why they're just
or maybe
living
they
in
have
that small shack.
Maybe they're like slaves to the queen.
They should have done a sequel where they found out how much the jewels are really worth, and then they all buy a mansion each.
or they just go
And
insane and kill everybody with their
Somebody,
pickaxes.
one of them gets into drugs.
Who's that? Sneezy.
Sneezy.
Every time he tries to snort cocaine, he sneezes.
He sneezes and blood starts coming out, and one of them's like, hold on.
So we've been introduced to Mulan. Eddie Murphy Eddie Murphy not doing the voice of.
He was unavailable.
He was unavailable. I don't think
they
he
get
did
a lot of the voice actors.
They do a very good
They do
job.
very, very well.
I mean, they got. In this game, they got the original Hercules to do Hercules' voice, but in the first game, they got Sean. Is it Sean Astin?
Was it not him in the first one?
No,
I don't remember that.
I don't believe so. And they got.
Most of them are very good if they're not the actual people.
I don't think they got the same person to do Maleficent. She's probably dead. But she does a good.
Probably dead.
She probably is. How old is that film? How old is Sleeping Beauty? Google it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Siri. Farmer.
Bing.
So she's pretending to be. If you've not seen, have you ever seen Mulan?
Yes.
You have seen Mulan.
Pretty sure we watched it together at one point.
No.
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 I watched it with people that we know.
Do you remember the first time you saw it?
No.
Do you want to hear a story about the first time I saw Mulan?
Go for it.
The first time I saw Mulan is when The Mummy. It was because if people remember, it was at the same time as The Mummy when Brendan Fraser came out.
I like that.
And so we got to the cinema early because we wanted to watch The Mummy.
Yeah.
And we walked into The Mummy, but then we realised that Mulan finished almost at the same time as The Mummy started. So we got tickets to see Mulan.
Just double build.
And we realised that halfway through Mulan, when The Mummy was starting, so we had to leave. So then I had to wait quite a long time until I went to Hong Kong. When I went on a holiday to Hong Kong. On the plane.
I thought you meant you watched it there. I was going to say, that's really weird.
On the plane to Hong Kong, they were playing Mulan, so I watched it.
Yeah.
So I watched it there.
Have you done that like a lot? Have you had to leave the cinema for many things, or have you walked out of a lot of films?
I've never walked out. I try not. I'll sit through it. Really?
Yeah.
What? Like, as is to say, I can't stand this.
Yeah, I was just really bored.
Oh dear.
It was. It's called Out of Time, I think it was.
Is that the one with
Denzel
Timberlake?
Washington.
Oh, that looked terrible. Yes.
It was really bad, and a lot of it was him walking around, sort of.
It's up with the bridge, and there's like a catastrophe, and he's got to prevent it or something.
It was ages ago. That might be. No, you might be thinking of. You might be thinking of Deja Vu.
That might be. I don't know.
But no, it was just.
That's another terrible
him
film.
solving. I didn't mind that one that much. But yeah, a lot of it was him walking around and just blurting out exposition. I was quite young still when I saw it anyway, but it was just didn't do it for me, so we just left. Just couldn't. I just couldn't deal with watching him walk around and try and explain the plot of the film.
Well, how many?
That's the only film I've ever walked out.
Have you seen 3 films in a row?
Oh,
triple feature.
Yes. But as a triple feature, not just going to 3 things.
Really?
So I went to see when blah 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 the third Cornetto film.
Oh really?
What was that called?
The End of the World.
And yeah.
So,
no, The World's End.
The World's End.
The World's End. It was a pub name, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
So when that came out, it came out at midnight, and they did a midnight showing of it. But they did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then The World's End.
Hot
one
Fuzz,
after the other.
Oh, right, Hot Fuzz is the
I think it's the funniest one. I think the first one is still amazingly good, but I think the third one is the best done film. They've all kind of got their high points. I think the Hot Fuzz is by far the funniest.
I do like it when Pierce Brosnan is like.
Yeah, I think that's the best made though. I think it's really like.
Well, it's probably got a high budget.
Genre
they get a high budget, don't they?
That probably helps.
They don't say, "Oh, it's just the same team coming back
Shaun
together."
of the Dead is still amazing. You can't count that out. They're all 3 of them.
It's probably my least favourite.
Really?
Yeah, it probably is. But like, it's all. But that's saying that least favourite out of your favourite films. It's like, it's still amazing. But I definitely think Hot Fuzz could be like in my like top. You know, that's one of those. I think that's like brilliant. And I think Shaun of the Dead and what is that film called? Is it World's End?
World's End, yeah.
They have like points where it's just like, oh come on, get to the next part.
Oh.
Whereas I think Hot Fuzz like has funny parts like all the way along. You're like, before you even get to the point where I wish there's a funny part. Boom. Okay, so we've got to kill these quickly. And I've forgotten how to attack.
What's your favourite lines through those films while we're talking about it?
Great big bushy beard.
I felt like that one was going to come up.
That's
the only difference between a great big bushy beard.
And a nice arse.
Nobody tells me nothing.
It
wasn't between me and him, was it? The only difference between you and him, because it's what he's saying to Nicholas Angel. He's saying that he was just like the previous policeman, isn't it? And he's saying the only difference between you and him was a great big bushy beard. He was just some other guy from the city.
And there's one thing you don't. There's one thing he got that you haven't got. A great big bushy beard. That's what he said.
My favourite line from that is, "You want to be a big man in a small city? Fuck off down the model village."
Another classic.
That's a great line. Just like in The World's End, my favourite line in that is, "Why don't you get back in your rocket ship and fuck off to Legoland?" Something like that.
They are great. They got great writing.
Yeah.
Who writes them? Does Edgar Wright write them?
Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg wrote them together, I think.
Oh, do they?
I believe so. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's other people that help write stuff around it. But I think it's mostly the two of them. There might be a third person. I don't really know.
Oh, I do like...
I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Cornish was involved in it a little bit as well. Because I know that they've worked together on other things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think Edgar Wright has helped Joe Cornish with stuff that he's working on. I think he had something to do with Attack the Block as well.
That's a good film.
Mm.
I'm surprised at that film.
It's very good. Joe Cornish is really good.
And I like the designs of the aliens too.
Yes, they were. They were like genuinely quite scary. Not like I don't really get scared by films,
quite
but I mean like
looking.
if they were real, they seem like they'd be more of a threat than. I kind of get sick of seeing films of aliens where they're just human aliens. You know what I mean? Where it's just standing up and attacking like they could just be regular people. It's cooler to see ones that are more monstery. It feels more classic. It's more like xenomorphs and stuff like that. I find more interesting than ones like Predator, where it is just like a bloke.
Yeah, but even though the xenomorph thing makes sense because they go to the planet and like they find it on the planet, but like I don't understand these things where it's the one of my favorite Spielberg films, Close Encounter of the Third Kind. My one complaint is, why is the alien naked? Why haven't they invented clothes? Surely they're not accustomed to our atmosphere. Why are they naked?
Yeah, why
they should be wearing
aliens
technology.
Come to Earth in other films and they don't need like spacesuits. They
Yeah.
don't need to adjust to the atmosphere.
It doesn't make sense.
They've done that on things like Doctor Who and stuff like that, where they wouldn't be able to survive. But in a lot of films, they seem to just glance over that for the sake of having them look scary.
Yeah, or like how you thought, like little grey men,
Yeah.
like E.T.
Yeah.
Why
doesn't he just show up and choke to death?
Yeah, it's so weird. Doesn't make sense, people. Look it up. But then, as I said, like with Alien, they're on the planet. Then they pick it up. No wonder it's naked. It's in its natural habitat, and it's just like an animal.
No, I didn't mean necessarily the nudity, which you seem to have focused on. I just meant more at like.
No, there's no technology. Like there's like you would have
not being more advanced than us, just being.
But their biology would have evolved differently from us, and they wouldn't be accustomed to our atmosphere. And like, even then, you'd still wear something to keep warm in a like. Or maybe they come from a really hot planet, or a really cold planet, so it's not even that. They're so hot they got naked, but like, it just doesn't make sense. Why you would? Yeah, it's just weird. There's that great Like, maybe they just don't care that they're naked, but like, still. I mean, come on, cover it up.
I'm really glad this moral thing isn't implemented in every level of this game, because it's really irritating.
Oh, yes.
It's like constantly doing that bit in Hercules, you know, in the tournaments where you could.
Do you know what? How do
It's like doing that throughout the whole level.
Can you?
How do you do what?
How do I transform into Valor form again?
And you have to go down to drive.
Oh, I don't have Goofy.
Yeah, you need. Oh yeah, Goofy does Valor form. Donald does Wisdom, and then you need both of them to do the other ones, don't you?
And then you need
Why haven't you got? Do you have to have her at the moment?
Yeah, you have to have her.
Because otherwise you're better off leveling up.
And Donald always levels up.
You've lost all your morals.
Morale.
But it sounded better.
I'm not
morals.
I've got mores coming out my sideburns.
The bazoo.
Exactly, man. I'm the most moral person I know. Morally corrupt.
That's a kind of moral.
So yeah, we still got to do these missions. Well, we haven't even talked about this place. So we're in Mulan Land, the land of dragons.
Mulan Land.
Mulan Land.
Mulan.
We're in Mulan Land, the land called the Land of Dragons.
Yeah.
And we're doing some missions for the general.
We're basically trying to help her, like, rank up.
Well, we're trying to get her family honour.
And have some respect. You can blow up all the tents here. And they just come back.
I think maybe you're supposed to. Maybe. This is I might fail this one because this is a frustrating one because like you've got to
you got to seek them out.
And
your morale goes down over
really
time.
Quickly.
You've got to try and
really
find more
annoying.
before it goes.
It's really annoying. I don't like this time.
There are slightly bigger orbs, but it's not always obvious because of the perspective. They should have made them a different colour.
It's different.
Right.
It makes game.
On your left, there's one. Up the back of that rotate. Oh, there's one there now as well.
Makes it a bit
turn. That's it. Go straight forward.
Okay.
That's it. One more.
Hey. So they come out in order, don't they? There you go. Did it? Not easier than I thought it was.
Weird wizardy ones that look like. They're supposed to look like Chinese vampires because that makes the outfit make a bit more sense for this.
Or some type of priest. Chinese priest.
They do that weird thing with their arms, like Chinese vampires in cartoons and stuff.
Chinese vampires?
Yeah, they hop. They hop around.
I've never even seen anything with a Chinese vampire.
There's a Capcom character that's a Chinese vampire, but I can't remember which game they're from. I just remember them being in Marvel vs. Capcom.
I literally have no idea. I don't know.
They're just slightly different. They've got slightly different rules to them as well.
Oh, do you?
Like there is an ancient, like the ancient laws of different vampires, like European vampires, and the thing with no reflections and stuff like that doesn't necessarily apply to Chinese vampires.
Well, China never invented glass.
There is a great thing with Chinese vampires where if there's like a story that being if you knock over like a bag of rice, they can't go past it because they have to stop and count every grain before they can carry on. That is like part of the law. That's their version of no garlic.
Oh, yeah.
which is such a weird
You just have a bag of rice, just throw it at them.
Exactly.
And they're just like, ah! They're excessive compulsive, aren't they? That's what it is.
Obsessive, not excessive compulsive.
That's just my accent and my voice, thank throwing you off. I'm sorry. Okay, no. I'm going to open this chest. Where does it go? There it is. Okay, we're heading up the summit because there's a village
right at this fence as well.
Yeah, somebody will appear here, probably. Oh no.
It's just going to be potions and stuff, though, isn't it? At the moment.
Potions? Yeah.
Potions and lotions. I think you can switch her out now.
Oh, can we?
I think we only need her for the missions.
No, you still need her. So you need ping or him.
Who's your favourite companion in this? Other than Donald and Goofy. Of the people that you get forced to use a little bit in the levels.
Forced to use?
They're not necessarily forced to use, but ones that you use.
Oh, Simba's quite good.
I like Beast. He's got cool like limit moves.
Beast, maybe Simba. Tron's terrible.
Tron is really bad. Yeah, if they do more, if they do another Tron level, you should have Flynn with you instead, and then he should just like move shit around in the land. That'd be cool. He can do that. He made the program. He can do what he likes.
He's the maker.
He's the maker. He is God in the setup of Tron.
Okay.
He's the God allegory.
So
Tron is Jesus.
So I think we're going to sign off here. God. I think we're going to sign off here.
It's like Aslan. Aslan is the God lion.
Oh yeah, the Jesus lion.
Jesus
That's right.
lion. Yeah.
That's correct. He is. That's one thing that because C.S. Lewis and Tolkien were kind of good friends.
Yeah.
And Tolkien always disagreed with the way C.S. Lewis
Putting that kind of stuff in.
Well, no, he disagreed that he mixed all the different mythologies together.
Oh.
Because like C.S. Lewis just took everything and put it all into one thing, whereas Tolkien kind of made his own world and his own laws.
Yeah.
And so he always disagreed that he mixed those different things together. That's weird, like you'd have an issue with that.
Yeah, you think you'd have an issue with doing it in the first place, not just that you've mixed them all together.
Well, it's not bad, I mean...
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. I think it's probably better to mash them together as well, personally.
It's
rather than sticking to one thing. If you stick to one thing, you're more like having an agenda than if you sort of take bits that are interesting and stick them together.
Yeah. The really weird thing about... what would you call them? The the books.
No, I would call them the Narnia books.
The Narnia saga.
There is a proper name for it as a saga, isn't there?
Is it?
I think so, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's Narnia.
Narnia saga makes more sense anyway.
Because all the books are called something different.
Yeah.
It's got as they go on, it has got like an interesting mythology to it. So I mean, like an interesting how it's all. In fact, it's very similar to. Have you read his Dark Material stuff?
No.
It's almost that has got like a vibe. That's got the same type of vibe, like how there's different dimensions.
Yeah.
And like it's only just one dimension, but like obviously, Aslan is he's like God in the version, and there is no proper God in his Dark Materials. But I think we're running over schedule.
Yes, we are. I was waiting for you to get to a finishing point so that I could end the episode. We'll end it here and then carry on from here.
Up the summit to the
We'll
village.
carry on through this wall in just a second. That's it for this episode. Goodbye.
Signing off.
They say a line that we recognise, like, I'm Demix. And then we're oh, that one's Demix.
No, some of them says like if one of them said Daz Water Dance.
Dance, what a dance!
We know it'd be him.
So I'm going to open these on my own because I've got 2 boxes and something else to open. So I'm going to crack on with that now.
This version of the Gummy Ship stuff is 100% better than the first game, but you can't polish a turd. Okay? So...
You just get all covered in shit.